What is up, guys? Mrs. Kackis here, aka the Better Kackis.
Hey!
Thank you so much for stopping by, and today
We are going to be going over all of the information revealed today about Season of Dawn for Destiny 2, the brand new season starting December 10th. Because it turns out today was the full reveal of Season of Dawn. Now, many of us, including myself, thought that would occur tomorrow with the live stream, but that seems to be a supplement to today's information, showcasing, how these new things are going to work, showing off some of the loot, but all of the pillars of this season were announced today, as well as details about the content this season contains. And so, let's get started. Now, first things first, let's talk about the brand new marquee activity coming with this season. Basically, the storyline is that Osiris is bringing you to Mercury. Your killing of the Undying Mind in the Vex Offensive has caused rifts within time, and it's your job to go and fix those rifts and seemingly go to the past and rescue Saint 14, the absolutely infamous Titan that gifted us with an amazing Titan exotic helmet. Now, during the trailer, there does seem to be gameplay segments involving Saint 14. Perhaps there is a few story quests to actually go and get him and help him, unlike Season of the Undying, where it really had nothing. All of the story content was in Shadowkeep. Seems to be a little bit in Season of Dawn. In any event, like I said, this is all going to culminate in this brand new 6-player activity, the Sundial. And we can see by this image here that it seems to be broken up, as I've said. Turn back time, journey through time to save a legendary hero. So that would indicate some storyline quests and missions. Then we've got the Sundial. Defend the Sundial from Cabal in an all-new 6-player match-made activity. And lastly, we have Earn New Weapons. Choose which weapons to earn by completing time-lost weapon frames. So perhaps similar to the Ada-1 weapon frames, this is extremely good news. This means that we are going to continue to have the feature where we get to select which weapons we want to grind for, which weapons we want to earn, and that is fantastic, really carrying forward the beloved community activity that was Menagerie, which originally kind of gave us this power. And speaking of that, it does appear that the Sundial is going to have a bunch of weapons associated with it. We can see in several different screenshots, there is Saint 14 themed weapons with that kind of bolted on plate armor almost that you will see as a trend throughout all these different images. And some of the ones I've been able to spot include, well, we have this image here with what looks like a sidearm to the left. In the middle, we have a breech-loaded grenade launcher. And to the right, this is a linear fusion rifle. In fact, this is actually the linear fusion rifle that was teased way back in Shadowkeep, and it appeared on a screen for 2 seconds with like linear _ fusion rifle _ insert name here. It was clearly in development, but it is the same weapon. And on this screen, we have what appears to be a scout rifle and an auto rifle with that breech-loaded grenade launcher in the back. So already that's 5 weapons more than Vex Offensive. Now, speaking of new weapons, there appears to be 3 brand new exotic weapons coming with Season of Dawn. Let's take a look at them. Firstly, we have a new exotic scout rifle called the Symmetry. We know this because this is actually the Battle Pass or Seasons Pass exclusive weapon. You can see it's earned right here in the free path, and it's earned just like the Ariana's Vow. It's unlocked at level 1 for the premium pass holders. And we're actually going to be delving through the entire Seasons Pass later in the video, but let's talk about this weapon. We do see some gameplay with the Symmetry. It seems to have some sort of alternative fire mode. We see getting a kill on a Guardian and then hitting the weapon and activating something, and then it appears to shoot more powerful, potentially area of effect damaging rounds. Now, after that, another brand new weapon, and you can see all three of these Guardians here, they have the new exotics in hand. So up to the right, we see a brand new exotic sidearm pictured right here. I'm not exactly sure what this does. We haven't seen gameplay yet of it, but I am very glad sidearms, which is honestly a pretty neglected gun type, is getting some love in the form of a brand new exotic. Moving on from there, the Guardian on the left is holding another new exotic, and here it is pictured up close. This really looks like an auto rifle, a brand new exotic auto rifle, but it's not. I'm actually re-recording this because I just noticed that the file name for this image, as you can see right here, is calling it a fusion. So apparently this is a new exotic fusion rifle, and we do see some gameplay of it being used. You can't really tell a ton, but it does have these two different dials, and it looks like it is fired when they connect. So potentially that is just indicating the charge time. Like you shoot it, they go apart, and as you charge, they connect, and then it shoots its bolt and does whatever the heck it does as an exotic fusion rifle. Now moving on from there, we do get a look at the brand new seasonal artifact with the Lantern of Osiris. And unfortunately, we don't know the new seasonal perks just yet. But what is actually coming in terms of content for the season? Well, let's just check out the little infographic included with Season of Dawn. So we can see 4 season pass holders instantly unlock the exotic scout rifle Symmetry, play the new 6-player activity The Sundial, exotic quests, seasonal armor sets and ornaments, new triumphs, bounties, and seasonal lore books, and exotic emote, ghost, ornament, and finisher, and additional seasons pass rewards to unlock. And that is it. So there has been a lot of speculation about, hey, is Trials of Osiris coming back? Well, according to this, no, at least not yet. And to be honest, I mean, it is possible. We're on Mercury. Osiris is back. But it's such a big activity. I have a hard time believing that Bungie wouldn't announce it today, or at least tease it in the trailer. We got none of that. So it's possible, but I personally don't think it is coming back. Also, notably missing is a raid. Seemingly we are not getting any sort of raid or raid layer this season, which is again unfortunate. But if we look at the free-to-all Destiny 2 player section, we can see free seasonal rank rewards, seasonal artifact, the Lantern, help Osiris fix the timeline by restoring the Obelisk on 4 destinations. That is new, that is important. So I think that is very much associated with what we looked at earlier with that other infographic of turn back time, journey through time to save a legendary hero. So I think the missions or quests to go and save Saint 14, which is seemingly what you're doing, that story content is going to be free to all players. But what the heck are these obelisks? Well, I think we have one pictured right here. This is one of the official screenshots, and as you can see, this is not Mercury. This is the Tangled Shore, and we see what could definitely be described as an obelisk right front and center. We have a bunch of Osiris-themed things going on, a bunch of candles, and then there's some symbols in the center of this obelisk. Now, are you going to be able to interact with this and potentially manipulate those symbols to give you certain things? Is this some sort of vendor? Is this like a forward operating base? I don't exactly know, but I think very importantly, there's 4 of them. It specifically says 4 obelisks. And I think that gives us a great indication of how many story quests there's going to be. I think 4 different story quests, each one establishing one of the 4 obelisks, and then potentially maybe a 5th once we've done all 4 of them, but that would make sense in terms of a breakdown. Moving on, however, we also get access to the new seasonal armor set, Righteous, and we can see it pictured here on all 3 of the different classes. And then lastly, you can get the Symmetry just by leveling up to, I think, level 35 or something. And speaking of leveling up the Seasons Pass, let's take a look at it in its entirety. So, these are the first set of rewards. We can see some returning things, upgrade cores, glimmer, the first bits of the armor, the seasonal armor that's being awarded, as well as some apparent bonuses to help your character out, similar to this season where we have shared wisdom and so on. There appears to be something that improves your glimmer, awarded at level 3, perhaps more storage, perhaps an increased rate at which you get it. We have an emblem, a shader, and at level 10, you apparently get that headbutt finisher that we saw in the trailer. But there's some images here that I do not recognize. As you can see, at level 2 for the premium track, level 7 for the free track, it's some sort of new item. Is this going to be required to upgrade new weapons or to do something with the new weapons or armor? I don't exactly know. It doesn't seem to be replacing either the upgrade cores, because those are given out, or Ascendant Shards. Ascendant Shards will appear later in the seasonal rank, but that is some sort of new item. Moving on to the next 10 levels, we can see some more bonuses here, as well as another apparent new item or new something. This doesn't appear to be an emblem. I don't exactly know what this is. And then we have a bunch new armor pieces rewarded as well, and apparently a new transmat effect near the end. We have a lot of this like glimmer up thing. Potentially, a lot of people did have trouble with glimmer this season. This is Bungie's remedy to that, making it so that you'll be able to get glimmer much easier with Season of Dawn. Moving on, everything appears pretty ordinary until level 30. Then we see a really cool rocket launcher in the free path. This, combined with another weapon we're going to see in a sec, is the new seasonal reward weapon. So this is kind of the pluperfect of this new season. In fact, we see a little bit of gameplay with this same rocket launcher right here. You can recognize that red Cabal symbol at the front of it. In the next set of levels, we see that Symmetry exotic scout rifle in the free path at level 35. It's surrounded by new bright engrams, or whatever the next season's version of bright engrams is going to be. Interestingly, that would indicate that these are replacing kind of the best of year 2 engrams we have right now. So potentially these will include things of Season of the Undying, and everything will just be excluding the current season for these type of engrams. Another interesting thing that we see in these levels, at level 32, we see another one of these unusual objects, but this is different looking than the one we unlocked earlier. As you can see, the one earlier seems to be incomplete, whereas this one has the full symbol of Osiris. What that is, I have no idea, but the fact that it's different from the earlier one is very, very interesting. Perhaps you need to unlock this to activate something in-game, and the more completed one you unlock, the further you get in terms of perhaps the sundial activity, or the more bosses or the more weapons you unlock by providing these items. Moving on to the next set of tiers, we see a bunch of very ordinary stuff and then a new weapon. This is the counterpart to the rocket launcher, and again, this is one of the 2 seasonal weapons. This looks like it could be, honestly, it could be a lot of different things. A scout rifle, a pulse rifle, I don't exactly know. At level 50, we apparently are going to get a new emote as well. Moving on from there, again, we have that new item, this time with a different symbol. Looks just like an upgraded symbol. So again, that theory of presenting these different versions of this item and constantly upgrading something looks to be the case, but we don't really know just yet. Again, there's just more ordinary stuff after that. Moving on to the next tier, we do see the beginning of ornaments for that seasonal armor set. So if you think that normal armor set looks lame, the ornaments could definitely change it to be really sweet looking. Moving on from there, we have yet again that very interesting item that we only got 2 of way back near the start of the season. It appears yet again though, and at level 80 you're going to start getting Ascendant Shards again, which would indicate that they still do exactly what they do this season, next season. Next up, more Ascendant Shards, more of the ordinary. We're starting to see some of the ornaments for the weapons now, and then at level 90, you get a Saint 14, apparently a Saint 14 themed exotic ghost. That thing looks sweet. I definitely want that. And then we have the final tier, 90 to 100, with some very interesting things here. Mainly, we have that item again. This time, the picture on it is 2 hand cannons. It seems to be glowing red. Very interesting what that's going to be. We have the finishing ornaments for the seasonal weapons, and then tier 100 we do have the exotic ornament for the scout rifle, and at tier 99 we have what looks to be a brand new exotic emote. And so guys, that appears to be it for the content coming to Destiny 2 with Season of Dawn. Of course, tomorrow with the live stream, we're going to learn a bunch more about the specifics of this content, so stay tuned to the channel. I, of course, will be covering all the information within, but I hope you enjoyed this video, found it informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickKackis. That's linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.